Hi, welcome to this Lightning Process podcast episode. I'm Dr. Phil. Today I'm going to be continuing our conversation about well-formed outcomes, this goal-setting process I was talking about. Last time we looked at the major question, what do you want? And we said it has to be in positives and deliverable. And this is so important for our neurology. The next question is equally important for our neurology. And this question is, imagine you have achieved it. What does this feel like? Imagine you've achieved it. So let's say your goal is, let's say your original goal is, I want to not be stressed. We'd recognize it needs to be changed to, I want to be calm and relaxed. Then we'd ask you, okay, so how would you know when you're calm and relaxed? You'd have to pause for a minute. Now in this pausing and thinking, you're asking yourself the question, okay, how would I know when I basically achieved this goal? What your brain is doing is creating an imagination, a kind of memory of the future, if you will, of what that feels like. And it will kind of go, it wouldn't quite look like that. That's not quite what I'm looking for. It will be more like this. And as it does that, it's starting to build new neurological pathways. So ask yourself this question. Okay? When you've achieved what you want, how would that feel? Just pause for a minute. Just notice what the answer is for you. Now, if it's a health issue, let's say you have anxiety. Let's say you've got a fast racing heart. Let's say your joints are in pain, your muscles are stiff, or you're tired. You'd ask yourself, okay, what do I want? How would I know when let's say, the joints are stiff, I want my joints to feel supple and loose and fluid and easy. If fatigue or tiredness is a thing for you, you might be thinking, okay, what I want is to have boundless energy, as much as I want. So you ask yourself, okay, well, how would I know when I've achieved that? You take yourself into the future and really get a sense of what that feels like. How does that feel? By doing this, what your brain is doing is actually engaging with this conversation. Now, for some people who've got really stuck into the neurology of this is how it is, nothing can change, it may take you a little bit of time to step into this new conversation, but it's so important you do. All the stuff you've listened to on the other episodes about expectations, about how what we expect, what we believe, what we anticipate affects our neurology, we need to break out some of these neurological patterns and move ourselves into new ones. So how would I know? What would it feel like when I have achieved this? And to deepen this, there's some extra questions you can ask, which is, what would I see? Okay, so if I caught my reflection in the mirror, what would I look like? Or if I've got loads of energy, because now I'm well, I would be standing on top of the mountain looking out over the beautiful fjord. Or if you haven't been out for a long time, you'd be socialising and you'd be seeing your friends and the way that the light reflects on the glasses that you're holding. And you want to be quite detailed about this because neurology likes detail. It doesn't like vagueness. It wants more preciseness and precision as you can have. So what can you see, number one? Number two, what can you hear? So that's not just the sounds around you. So if you're on the mountaintop, stillness. If you're in the club with your friends, the sound of the vibrating and wonderful noise of the crowd. Or if you find yourself in a very calm space, what does that feel like to be in this deeply calm space? And allow yourself to hear what you would hear, the sounds. Not just on the outside, but also inside. What are you hearing inside? What conversations are you having? If you're at the top of the mountain or out with friends, what would you be saying to yourself? Well, I've done really well. It's great to be here. And you want to really flesh this out. Remember, neurology likes more information. The more information, the more stimulus, the more engagement of that neurology. And then finally, what do I feel being here? What do I feel? And this is not just emotional feel, like, oh, I feel excited, happy, but what's my body feel like? What's my breathing like when I'm here? What's my posture like? How do I carry myself? If I catch my reflection again, what shape is my body in? How am I moving? How do my legs feel? Really connecting with this. Now, the more you do this, the more you're starting to stimulate these new pathways that take you where you want to be. It's so different from people talking about their future in a flat, pessimistic way. Oh, it's going to be like this forever. I know what it's like. Nothing ever changes. Unfortunately, that has an effect on our neurology just as much as if we go, I can see myself standing there. In fact, I'm on the mountaintop, feeling my feet on the ground, smelling the pine forest, gazing down at the reflection of the water and the sunlight, hearing the sounds of stillness and the odd bird, the gentle push of the wind against my body, the beating of my heart because I've climbed this high mountain, the feeling of exhilaration, the sense of wellness within me. These things equally leave a footprint on your neurology. So this is a choice to make. Even if we're stuck at home, we're not on that mountaintop. Our neurology still has an impact on how our body feels. And we know this because, well, classic example of being embarrassed. When we're embarrassed about something, we're thinking about something that produces a flushing of our skin. Or if we're worried about something in the future, just thinking about it can set our heart racing. Or excited about something in the future, just thinking about it can change how our body feels, how our breathing is. You may have seen this on TV sometimes when people are about to jump into a swimming pool, cold water, or an icy lake, and you find yourself taking a deep breath, just like as if you were there yourself. Our brain is constantly creating all sorts of interesting pathways, and what we want to do is think, how can I use this incredible bit of technology, this amazing brain, to steer my body in the way that's most healthy for me? So there's our second episode on the well-formed outcomes. We've looked at what do you want. Now we're looking at how do you know you've achieved it? What would it feel like when you're there, when you're doing that? What do you see, hear, and feel? I'll see you guys in the next one.